Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. Now I know I said in the last video that in this video I would be in the garden. However, Mother Nature is not cooperating. The day that I planned on filming 2 days ago and it was sunny and beautiful, and then a piece of my tripod is missing. I'm going to blame the children. But there's a piece of my tripod is missing that actually holds the camera to the tripod. So it's kind of like the most important part of the tripod. Still have no idea where it is. I have not found it. However, I needed to get a video up. So we have some imbalanced situation going on right now. Like one small move and it might fall. So we'll just take things a little more chill over here today. But without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. Despite common perception, July is definitely not too late to plant veggies and herbs. Many edibles, including vegetables and herbs that yield multiple harvests, can be planted mid-summer to have a fruitful bounty come fall. And while July may be late for some varieties like squash or tomatoes, cucumbers, that sort of thing, there are still seeds that you can plant in July, just depending on your zone. For zone 6 and 7, now if you don't live in either one of those zones, I'm sorry if this video is not useful to you. However, as you guys know, I live in zone 6A. So some things would be arugula, beets, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cilantro, garlic, kale, lettuce, peas, radishes, and spinach. So just something that you want to keep in mind when you are starting seeds in the summer is that spring rain has mostly passed and it gets a whole lot hotter in July, especially here in the Midwest. And you just want to make sure that you are tending to your plants properly. Seedlings can be very sensitive and you want to make sure that you're keeping up with the watering to avoid losing any plants. And if you see that it's a day that is going to be scorching hot, just make sure you give the plants some water in the morning so that way by the end of the heat wave or the end of the day that you're having, they're not shriveled. And it's also important to make sure that during the hottest part of the year, we are watering our plants deeply versus frequently. If you have an irrigation system or hose or whatever your watering method is, it's much better to just put the water on a lower pressure and let it go for longer, so that way the water really has time to penetrate into the roots and give your garden a nice deep watering versus you doing more so of a shallow watering and then having to water every day or every other day. Another tip for midsummer gardening is to mulch your garden. I am a hypocrite when it comes to this because I preach mulching, but I haven't mulched my garden. I never got around to it. But during the hotter months, especially if you live in areas where it gets much hotter than it does here in the Midwest, mulch is going to be your best friend, and therefore it will decrease the number of waterings that you would have to do as well. And just remember that July is the prime month for insects. Now, if you're more into organic gardening, then now would be the time to make sure that you're doing the measures that you need to in order to protect your garden. And if you're doing conventional gardening, spray the pesticides or whatever it is that you're using in your garden in order to keep the bugs away. Just remember that there are beneficial insects, and I will be doing another video on what are beneficial insects for your garden and how to attract them and keep them, because not every bug is harmful to your garden. However, if you notice your garden is munched on by insects, just make sure you take the steps that you need to in order to protect your garden. It's better to use it before you see insects, but things happen sometimes, but just make sure that now is the time that you're using those precautionary measures for your garden. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Just remember that July is definitely not too late to add to your garden or even start a garden. If you haven't even started one yet, right now is the perfect time to have one, and then you can have a fall harvest. But please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.